Bill, you and I have often spoken about, and really, in all honesty, you introduced me to this idea, and it was called the art of the start. And when I first heard that from you, I'm thinking, well, what's Bill talking about? But the more I listened to you about this, I said, my gosh, what a great idea. Talk to us a little bit about the art of the start.
Joe, and parents out there, I got to tell you, it doesn't get more important and really more simple than this, Joe. It's if you embrace this, and then this next exercise we're going to give you, the so what did you expect exercise? Oh, excuse me, which is really important as well. I promised you in the beginning I would sound this horn when we got.
You could have told me you did.
I'm sorry about that. So yeah, I really should. I'm sorry. So the art of the start. Look, here's the most amazing thing. Joe, we talk to so many people, and they're all at different places, right?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I know where you're going with this.
Yeah, here's the thing. If you're the target market of the people we really want to reach with this particular message in this particular workshop, your kid has been accepted to college, walked across walked across the high school stage, but hasn't gone to college yet.
Right.
But you could be anywhere else on this, and the same principle works. Okay. So listen, you could have made some big mistakes in it, when your kid was applying for college, and you maybe you didn't talk about finances with your kid, whatever it was, you got to let it go. You got to let it go, because at the art of the start, you have no control over where you start. In other words, when you start determines where you start. So if I was going to do something right now, and I said to myself, I'm going to start learning more about this so I can do something, I've already started. I started right where I was here. Some people say, I've heard, I wish we had saved more in a 529 for our kids and that. So forget it.
But you didn't.
You didn't, or you did. Either way, you're starting this right now. So you have no control over where you start. You only have control over when you start. And I wish a million people could hear this and believe us in this. It's just great. But Joe, here's the thing. People are always setting the finish line too far away. They're setting these big goals, and this is a mistake. Listen, you parents who have kids going to college this fall, this is a mistake a lot of you are going to make, because you're going to say, oh, well, we want our kid to be in 4 years, we want them to be here. Yeah, maybe, but there's a lot going on between now and then. So we have some pictures up here to show you too. So we have a picture of a starting line where the finish line is so far away.
Yeah.
And what happens is people lose interest, they lose hope.
Yeah, it's unrealistic.
Yeah, I see this happen all. I see people say, "Oh, we're going to set goals. We'll never be able to reach them, but in the struggle to get them, we'll do something." No, you won't. You're gonna. As my cousin Marty would say, don't try to teach a pig to sing. It wastes time and annoys the pig. I mean, people are. You set the goal too far away, it's not going to happen. People lose interest. And this is all right, by the way, in Bankrupt You.
Yeah.
So here's what you do. You're going to learn to set the goal, the finish line, so close to the starting line that it's impossible not to cross the finish line. I mean, like, you could faint, as long as you fall forward,
You're going to be okay.
You won.
Yeah.
And then what you're going to do, and I want you to, I can't emphasize this enough, because we're about to be talking about setting your expectations, and for your kid, and you're going to ask your kid to set expectations too. So don't set these crazy expectations.
No.
Set them in a sequence. And so let's look at this other picture here, Joe. Now we have the finish line is so close to the starting line, but then what's right behind that finish line is another finish line. So here's the thing. You make it ridiculously easy, because Joe, you don't build a winning team.
You don't build a winning team by losing.
Okay,
That's right.
You want to get people into the habit of winning. And so you have complete control over when you finish and where you finish. It's amazing.
Yeah. At that point that you just made at the end, you don't build a winning team by losing. Keep this in mind. All right. Every time you hit that finish line, that's a small win. Small wins breed bigger wins. Win plus win plus win. All right. And then look, as you're going towards that finish line, look, invariably there's going to be times when there's going to be a pause or hey, when you get in the habit of winning, when you lose, it hurts, man, and you don't like it.
Yeah.
All right. So that winning mentality. But the only way you're going to win is to set reasonable goals for yourself and stop comparing yourself to other people. It's not about you versus them. It's me versus me.
Oh, it's one of the great chapters we have in Bankrupt You is me versus me. It's you're pitting better me against badder me. You can't.
Exactly.
And listen, I teach this course, as I told folks, make money and pay it forward. And it angered some people.
Oh, yeah, I can see that happening, yeah.
On the
you know what, maybe you told me that story.
Yeah.
And I couldn't figure out the reason why it made them angry. I couldn't understand that.
Well, because it made them angry because they wanted to say that, no, there's some people that are disadvantaged and the system is against them. And so we have to, we shouldn't teach them to try to win. We should teach them to try to wait while the system is changed for them. Of course, that just gives more power back. You talk about PowerPoints. That puts PowerPoints in the hands of the professors in the school.
I think people want to win. People want to be energized. People want to make those accomplishments. And, look, maybe we're getting off a tangent here, but the point very simply is set those goals that are attainable, that are reasonable, and then set the next goal, but get those small wins. Because what do we say, Bill? You don't build a winning team by losing.
Yeah. And so each finish line becomes the new starting line and you celebrate every time. I mean, my mother, she celebrated everything, I mean, she would hear somebody did something and she would call them on the phone. She didn't really do email. This is a while ago. And she would call them on the phone and this and that. And she became known as a person who celebrated other people's wins. And, that's a very attractive thing. And you want to teach your kid to be attractive. I mean, it sounds kind of funny. I mean, I don't mean attractive, physically, although that certainly helps. I mean, look at the two of us. But the thing is, you want your kid to be you want them to attract other positive winners, who celebrate each other and move things along. And you can start that this summer.
Yep. The art of the start.
Yeah.
Right now.